What's up, everyone? I'm excited about this video because I got Bobby and Nate on camera to talk about what we'd like to see in the GH6. That's right, the GH6. They'll introduce themselves here in a bit, but all three of us are GH5 shooters and have been doing freelance video work with the GH5, and all three of us are here in the wide open spaces of South Dakota. That's right. When we originally decided to do this video, it was before all the COVID-19 stuff, and we were supposed to be in a studio together chatting, but you know, COVID-19 threw us a curveball and we had to adjust, which is okay. You know, we're flexible. So we'll be chatting over Zoom and recording with the GH5. That's why I'm looking over here and not over here, but don't worry, you have my good side or my bad side or just a side. I don't know. Let's meet these dudes. Hey, Nate. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yo, so you and I met not that long ago, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
I've known Bobby for a while, but I'm an audio engineer, kind of freelance, mainly mixing and mastering type work. And I do more so corporate type video stuff. A few creative things here and there, but yeah, kind of more technical based stuff. But yeah, come from an audio background and a bit of video now too.
Awesome. Nate. Good to have you on here, man. Thanks for being here. Bobby.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, what is up, guys? Yeah, my name is Bobby Peacock, freelancer and DJ. Do a little bit of vlog here and there. So it's great to be back on the channel. So
that's right, man. That's right.
Yeah.
He's been
All
here.
right, well, yeah, that's right. I've got their channel links down in the description. Make sure you toss them a sub when you're done watching this video. If you're familiar with my channel, you've probably seen Bobby, like he said, in a past video about whether you should buy the GH5 in 2020. That was a good time shooting that video. I'll have that video up top if you want to check that out. Nate and I will be doing a couple videos coming up in the near, maybe not so near future. I don't know, but that will be all about GH5 audio like he was talking about. He's an audio engineer, so let's get pumped. All right, so if you're new here, my name is Caleb, and I've been doing freelance video production since 2012, and this channel is to help you make your own videos, whether you just started or have been doing it for a while, whether you use the GH5 or any other camera. If that's something you're interested in, it'd be awesome if you hit that subscribe button. It'll be somewhere down there. Oh yeah, there you go, Bobby. All right, guys, let's talk about the GH6. Nothing has officially been announced by Panasonic, but what rumors have you heard, if anything? What are some people saying that you know?
There are a few things. I don't know what's super official. I mean, the rumors are rumors, right? But do you want us to talk about things we can maybe expect?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I had a subscriber say that they might be expecting something in August.
Ooh.
Oh, really? For release?
August of 2020. So I don't know. I don't know what that means, but
who knows what it's going to be too, based on this virus thing.
Yeah, I know that's
true too.
Maybe that won't change it. I mean, the R5 just kind of got semi-released today or yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was yesterday with some mad specs, which would be a good topic for another video, a camera rumor video, which I'm all about, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The only speculation that I've really heard was, what was it? It was either a year ago when it was before they announced like the S1H and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But they said that 8K is going to be in Panasonic's future. So I don't know what that looks
8K.
like. So
I wouldn't even know what to do with 8K.
Yeah, I don't even think my computer could handle 8K.
Mine can't even handle 4K sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about some things that we'd like to see in the GH6.
Yes. That's easier.
Yeah, that's true. That's
so
true.
much easier.
If Panasonic does have a GH6 coming out in the near future, they are like keeping it on the DL. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. So, Bobby, let's start with you. What are like two things right off the bat that you'd like to see in the GH6?
Yeah. So I have three things, but let's talk about the two. I have my nifty diffy iPad here. Had to write them down.
Nice.
I would love to
official.
see. Yeah, I would love to see a built-in ND filter.
Built-in ND filter.
Yes. Yeah.
Nate, what are your thoughts on that?
I actually saw, what's that guy's channel? Zach Mayfield. He actually, I think that's his name. He mentioned something about that. I don't know. That'd be awesome. I don't know if that's possible. I don't understand like if there's room to do that within like a speed booster type thing or not.
Right.
I think that'd be amazing. I just don't know if it's possible, but that's just me not really knowing much about the kind of abilities that they have with these cameras.
No, I do think if they put a built-in ND filter in that would take it to like cinema style camera level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the GH5 has a ton of cinematic features already, but to put a built-in ND filter on there, I mean, that would really be icing on the cake for sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Bobby, what else you got, man?
Yeah, let's see. I got to read through so built-in. The other one is, this is kind of not as exciting, but I wanted to be able to read to an SSD, so you can record, like you can record to an Atomos and stuff, and that's all great. But I want to record right into a SSD drive, like one of the Samsung drives.
All right.
Yeah. So those are like the two ones that are not as like cool and exciting, but hey,
the
details
third?
matter, man. Details matter. Let's get to your other exciting one here in just a little bit. Nate, how about you? Just a couple right off the top. What would you like to see in a GH6?
I kind of have a few things in here. For a short period, I had the GH5S, and after having that, it makes me really want dual native ISO.
Right on.
I definitely want
get behind that.
Increased dynamic range, like that of the Blackmagic 4K or even beyond.
Yeah.
Better color science in there too. So that's kind of like sensor performance type stuff.
The
second one I would go for on this would be just like usable autofocus. I don't use autofocus a whole lot for what I'm doing, and I know it doesn't have to be Canon good, even though I would love it to be. But I would love to have I would love to have just usable autofocus in those pinches.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then also another thing to note on that autofocus is, do you guys have the option? I should have put a GH5 in my hand so I could go over some of this stuff, but you know, like the autofocus button, like the AF button.
Yep.
Do you guys have it set so when you're in manual focus mode, you can like one hit that and it'll like lock on to autofocus?
Lock on? Yeah, absolutely.
So
I love that feature.
Yep. The only thing I hate about that is that when I'm shooting 120, when you're in VFR mode, you can't do autofocus.
You can't use it.
I want it to be able to do that one hit thing in VFR mode. So if you're shooting like super slow stuff, you can still just get it to that mark, shoot it, and then it's not like it needs to work the whole time. It just needs to hit it once.
Yeah, because on the GH5, if you are in variable frame rate, you cannot use that autofocus or that manual focus lock to lock on. The variable frame rate has to be turned off. But I think that would be awesome to have it in variable frame rate and have that lock on there.
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good compromise.
I don't know if it's the sensor size or what it is about the GH5. The autofocus is so bad, but having better autofocus on a newer camera like the GH6, that would be huge, especially with all the shooting options you have on the GH5. If they keep those, put better autofocus on there, I mean, ideal camera, I think.
They'll have better autofocus for sure. There's no way. I mean, the S1H is on a different level. It's not superior, but I mean, there's no way that the GH6 isn't going to have that.
Do you think it's do you think it's partly sensor size? I know there's some like
I don't think so.
Up for discussion about that, but why?
I don't know. I mean, it's like what do they call that? Like phase detect?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the real specs behind that stuff and why it does it. I just don't think Panasonic really has developed into that much. I mean, if you listen to a Panasonic person, have you guys ever seen those rep videos where the guy is basically going over the autofocus settings, and he's talking to someone who's used to shooting on Canon.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I don't want it to like, I don't want it to determine like the speed and like work around what's wrong with it. I just want it to work. Yeah, and it's funny because it just seems like people at Panasonic for the longest time just don't understand it. So I don't think it's the limitations of the equipment. I think it's just the limitations of the engineering and like where they've been putting their mind. And I'm grateful for where they've put their mind, but I think that it's going to be good to like get that down finally, or get closer to having that down.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear you on that, man. Hey, Bobby, let's toss it back up to you. You said you had another one that might be a little bit more fun. I don't know if that's the right term, but
well, it's kind of like two things. Like I kind of alluded to it earlier, but like I would like to see like this right here, which is 8K.
8K.
Yes, and so part of that is like a bigger sensor as well. And then I would like to see 4K no crop, because you're already on a micro four thirds sensor as well. So 8K, 4K, no crop. And I think it would be kind of cool for Panasonic to come out with an APS-C camera as well. So
that's an interesting concept. So a little bit bigger than micro four thirds and not quite full frame like the S1H, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you like that APS sensor size?
Well, part of it is all the lenses that I use are like for APS-C cameras and stuff. Yep. I mean, I do have a full frame lens, but I mean, like the Sigma 18-35, the 50 to 100, 1.8, all of those lenses are made for APS-C. So it'd be kind of cool for them to come out with the APS-C camera, whether it's the GH6 or some other camera, I guess.
Huh. Yeah. So, interesting. Yeah. I did not see that one coming, Bobby. I didn't see that one coming. Nate, do you have thoughts on that?
Well, to Bobby, I would say get the S1H, because I think you're going to have two matured cameras here. I think you're going to have a full frame that's in maturity and micro four thirds. I think that's maybe the route there. Yeah. But as for mine, mine's kind of a resolution thing too, where these things that I'm speaking of are things that like it kind of needs to have for me to justify buying it. So my last one, my basic resolution specs are 6K, 10-bit, up to 30 FPS.
All right.
I mean, that could be 8-bit, but I imagine it's probably going to be 10-bit on this. 4K, 10-bit, internal, up to 60 FPS. Yeah. And then I would like 4K, 8-bit, up to 120 FPS.
Oh man, I love it.
That's
if I had one thing, that would be it. 4K 120.
Yeah. That would be nice. I actually shot 1080 for the longest time just because my stuff didn't necessarily need 4K, but it's kind of been nice to use it, man. It really kind of renders colors a little bit differently too. It's been good.
Yeah. Yeah, man, on the GH5, I love the 120. I did a video not too long ago about some mistakes that I made with the GH5 when I first got it, and shooting everything in 120 was definitely one of those mistakes. You don't want to do that, but having that 120 option is just beautiful. And I've even upscaled it to 4K. I don't know why I did this, but I even upscaled it to 4K, and it looked awesome.
Well,
I mean,
amazing.
for YouTube, it looked awesome for YouTube, but yeah, man.
What about you?
What other? Go ahead, Bobby.
I was gonna say, what about like 240, like 1080 240 or 2.5K 240? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean,
would you use the 240?
I mean, like I'm starting to get into some more studio stuff, and so. To be able to have that much control over some of the frames where it's like 240 or even higher, I think that would be kind of dope. So
sure, yeah. I had that. The GH5S had that, or has that. I had it because I had the camera. It's pretty cool, man. I think it goes that high, right? It goes 240. The GH5 though goes 180.
180. Yep, 180 on the GH5.
I guess if it's usable,
honestly, I don't know about the S.
Yeah, I think the S goes 240, but I think that on these models, as soon as you get over 120, the image quality is kind got crappy. So I mean, if it went up to 240 and it was nice the whole way, that'd be cool to have for something.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I stuck to 120 and didn't go up to 180 frames. It's just because I just felt like the quality of the image just kind of went down. But at that 120, I'm so happy with 120 on the GH5. But to have 4K 120 on the GH6, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, I feel you.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
Yeah. Do you have any other thoughts, guys, about a possible GH6? We don't even know if the GH6 is going to happen, but it's fun. It's fun to talk about, though, right?
I have like little wish list things. Can I say them?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd love to hear I'll be quick on them. Okay, so first one, I would love for it to have like a power input option, kind of like how a Canon cinema camera has, where it pairs with the actual battery. So if you would unplug your power, you would still have your battery as a backup.
Yep.
I would love that. I think that a lot of people are doing longer format stuff on these cameras, and I think that would be really handy. The other thing, this is probably not going to happen, but much like the Blackmagic 4K, I think having a mini XLR input and a good preamp would be like super handy for a bunch of reasons. One, to have a shotgun come right in. And I understand that they make the XLR1 adapter, but to have like one input that does this, just one. So there's like the limiting factor. It's like, okay, you should still get the adapter if you need 2 channels. But to handle that, but also to be able to have like a true line level signal. So when I'm routing my field recording bag into the camera, I can actually get usable quality.
Totally.
The next thing is auto white balance lock. And basically that means you can like frame it. Auto white balance looks good. You can lock it in so it doesn't shift as you're shooting. Like that is so annoying that it doesn't have that, and like that'd be killer, especially for run and gun stuff.
Absolutely.
Man, I want to see. Okay, 2 more things. I think that the body may become bigger as a result of like the new stuff that they're going to do.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, it would be cool to see a slightly bigger screen and like a really nice resolution, something that's like an Atomos style monitor.
Yes.
And then the last thing is I would love to have a punch-in zoom at all times. Like on the Blackmagic camera, whether you're pre-recording, recording, or on playback, you can zoom in. Because I have so many times where I'm shooting an interview and I don't want to like always use my monitor just so I can do that.
Yeah.
So that's it. Like those are my wish list things. If any of those could come true, that would be unreal.
So basically what we're saying is we just want this GH6 to be a cinema style camera.
Kind of. I mean, that's really, it's kind of the stepping stone for that anyway. And there's a reason why someone goes bigger, but like for the guys who aren't about the bigger camera is better thing, I think having those real pro features, because they've given us so much in the GH5.
Oh man.
I think it's worth it to like have even better stuff that gets it toward that cinema line.
Well, it's been what, 3 years with the GH5, right?
Yeah.
And so
17?
2017. So yeah, around 3 years or something like that. And so I agree. I was going to say, like, I think the more cinema they can make it with the option of taking pictures as a secondary, I think would be great. I mean, because the GH5 has already, like, the customization of it is absolutely amazing. And so to put that in the GH6 and then make it as cinema as possible, where it's like your run and gun kind of thing, that would be so good. I think it would be cool to have a little bit bigger of a sensor. I mean, I know the GH5S sensor is bigger than the GH5.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be able to let a little bit more light in so that low light shooting is just a little bit better. So
yeah, it gets a little funky though with that sensor size change. It kind of changes your crop of stuff. It's kind of hard because all of these lenses are designed to be like exact, like all the micro four thirds.
Right.
So that's where it gets a little bit fishy, where I think it's such a matured and proven sensor size. I think that they could go to that and people wouldn't go nuts, but if they would totally change it, I think people might really be pissed.
Yep, I think so too. Yeah.
You'd have to do like almost a whole new line of lenses.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like what they did with the S1H.
Yep.
Yeah. At that point, I might even jump ship. I'd be so mad.
Well, you go Canon?
Oh, I don't know. And then it's another thing where it's like it would be so expensive to jump ship.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. But yeah, who knows what they'll do with the sensor thing?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll keep it true Micro Four Thirds, or maybe they'll go that just like a little bit bigger, the GH5S thing.
I could see the S size sensor on there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the Black Magic is like that too. It actually might be that way.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Guys, we're running out of time.
Yeah,
Time's gone so fast, man.
Do you have anything else that you want, man?
No, I just want 4K 120. That's all
so
I want.
simple.
That's it.
I'm happy with everything else.
Yes.
No, I totally echo everything that you guys have been saying. They could just take it that one step further into a cinema style camera. What other camera would you want unless, you want to go full frame or something like that? But
sure.
Yeah.
Really, what else would you want other than 4K 120?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely agree.
Do you guys have any closing thoughts? Anything else?
Like, comment, subscribe, follow Caleb Hoover.
Okay. Dude, I'm going to get to that. Nate, what do you got?
Oh, I don't know. It's I'm waiting for it to see what it looks like, I don't even know if I'm going to jump onto it right away. I don't know if I need it yet. I think it'd be killer. I have two GH5s and I have a GH4 right now, and it's kind of figuring out like what that balance is going to be. And I think what it'll be for a while is two GH5s and a GH6, and then maybe phase out a GH5 and then just have two GH6s and a GH5.
Yep. Yeah. I still use my GH4 on some things.
Yeah.
Such a great camera. It's withstood the test of time. You know what I mean? So, and I think the same is going to be with the GH5. It's just going to keep being an awesome camera for a long, long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
put the price point at like $24.99 or under $3,000.
Yeah, that's another thing. What's the price?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see it being under $3,000.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess once you start putting in some of those other features, though, like if they did put in an XLR input, things like that.
I bet they keep it under 25.
That
would be smart.
That's the market. That is the market.
Yeah, they can rival with Black Magic at that price point.
Maybe. It's expensive if you compare it to some of those things, though. But yeah, I guess we're comparing to the 6K option at that point, aren't we?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's 6K
totally
on
different
that.
cameras, but who knows? Maybe this one, the dynamic range will be closer, and maybe it'll have like full vlog.
Yeah.
So
free, where you don't have to pay additional price for it.
Yeah, you don't have to get it in the mail on a little sticker.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing there, but
yeah, it's weird.
Hear you on that. Oh, okay. So I guess one other thing, I'm just going to bring this back a little bit. One other thing is keeping or improving on the IBIS as well.
Yes.
That would be another thing.
Yeah.
I do so much handheld, and that was in my video of mistakes, probably too much handheld, but I do a lot of handheld, and having that IBIS on the GH5 and, paired with a Lumix lens with the dual IS is amazing.
Yeah.
But if you could keep that or improve on that even more,
yep.
Stellar.
Which I think they will.
Yeah. I think they're leading the way in that in-body stabilization.
Yeah, curious to see what that Canon is like.
Yeah, Canon R5 is supposed to have it.
Yep.
But will it be more like a Sony stabilization, or will it be more like the Lumix stabilization that is so good in the GH5?
I guess we'll see.
Well, and Fujifilm, they brought out the XT4, and that has IBIS in it as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like more people are jumping on it, but
right.
I think Panasonic rules it,
Yeah, agreed.
I hear you on that. Well, guys, thanks so much for being in this video. I'm kind of bummed that we had to do it over Zoom, but I'm also grateful that we got to do it over Zoom.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome to be in the studio with you guys right now, but being over Zoom is the next best thing. And man, this was fun. Let's make this, I don't know, maybe like a semi-regular thing. I don't know. We can talk about that a little bit more. We're not too far apart. We can talk about video things, camera things. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm down.
Whatever.
Oh, whatever. Love it.
Whatever.
All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm just going to ask the viewers if they're sticking around, if they wouldn't mind checking out one of the videos that's just popping up right here. Check one of those out. Make sure you go subscribe to Bobby and Nate. Their information will be down in the description, down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.